After unprecedented missile exchanges and heavy airstrikes, a fragile ceasefire is now in place between Israel and Iran.
The appetite for a long, extended war is over.
Brokered by President Trump, the truce marks a pause in what he dubbed the 12-day war, a conflict sparked by Israel's preemptive strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. The fighting left dozens dead, hundreds injured, and civilian infrastructure damaged on both sides. Yet despite an initial rocky start with last-minute attacks, the ceasefire has largely held, ushering in a cautious calm for Israelis. But how are Israelis truly feeling now? Has Prime Minister Netanyahu's bold move against Tehran solidified his support, or are deep-seated doubts about his leadership still simmering beneath the surface? To understand the complex mood in Israel today, New York Post reporters David Kaufman and Caitlin Doornbos offer first-hand insight, having closely monitored public sentiment amid this volatile period.
There's no doubt that the country has rallied behind Netanyahu in his attempt to end Iran's capabilities. This has really been sort of a win for Netanyahu. And for the moment, all of the chatter around his need to resign or the need for further attention on the corruption scandals he's facing, all the negativity around Netanyahu has subsided as the country rallies together. But the question is, how long will this last? Israel's a modern Western country with people who need to go to work and kids need to go to school.
There was a lot of division still over the post-October 7th IDF missions. That is entirely different, though, when we think here with the moves on Iran. While there was some apprehension that, yes, Iran would strike back, there was a large support for this, largely because this is something that they've prepared for years, and they've been living under the threat of Tehran for decades and decades. So you'll see a lot of consolidated national support, I think, in the future, at least within Bibi Netanyahu's national security focus. Those Israelis will feel differently about him. Netanyahu also had just won re-election right before he launched Operation Rising Lion, so there is some thought as to whether or not he would have launched it even days earlier because it may have threatened his ability to regain office. But largely, I think the aftermath, and because of how successful those strikes have been, he only ever gained support from this.
October 7th marked a critical turning point, but how exactly has the attack shaped Israelis' willingness to keep fighting these seemingly endless battles?
You have the war with Hamas in Gaza, which requires vast numbers of Israeli troops and reservists, who are all citizens. All of these reservists are just like nice dudes like me who, have family and have jobs and have parents and have obligations and have mortgages. So all these people are paying a heavy price to fight in Gaza, and their families are paying a heavy price. And every single death, the hundreds of soldiers who have died, are all civilians for the most part, who leave behind young children. So the appetite for the ongoing campaign in Gaza and a continuation of soldiers being sent home in body bags for the Israeli public, that appetite is declining and reaching its boiling point. I mean, we have seen now reservists refuse to go. So I think that the appetite for a long, extended war is over.
There is also a faction of Netanyahu supporters who really want him to go further than what Operation Rising Lion has already achieved, even with the addition of the U.S. taking out the nuclear sites. That is, they want to see a regime change in Tehran, and that is viewed as maybe the only way that they can really get the whole foot of Iran off of their throats, to be able to breathe a little bit more freely in knowing that they have a permanent place in the Middle East.